Welcome to this Forex trading training on how to know if support or resistance levels will be broken or if the market will bounce off of them. So support resistance is great. You must use it in your trading, absolutely 100%. If you don't, you're at a huge disadvantage. So we are going to definitely use them, but the key to knowing whether those levels are going to be broken by price or not is momentum. All right, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's skip back here. By the way, I know that you all are impressed by the tremendous thumbnails that I put on my video. Very professional thumbnails. Hey, I spent a lot of money in art school creating those thumbnails, so money well spent. And I want to just thank everybody for the compliments on those. Okay, so I may not be a great graphic artist, but I'm a pretty darn good trader, and I want to share some of the things that I've learned with you. So here we got some support resistance levels. By the way, these support resistance levels, and I feel the most important ones, are off of previous highs and lows. So when you see a major swing low, in other words, how do I define that? It just stands out to everybody. Everybody. Visually, this is a daily chart of the euro. Here we're talking about Forex. By the way, this will apply to stocks, futures, commodities, whatever. So everybody will see this low. Everybody will see that high. Everybody will see these two lows. Everybody will see that high, even this high. And, this one's still going down. So that's the most important support resistance levels purely because of people. Human beings are the ones who are trading. They see those levels. They understand that, again, that's where supply or demand shifted in the past. And so as the market goes into the future, people will be asking, well, gosh, the market participants found enough value there, and then they shifted the buying and selling or the supply demand of the market at those levels. Well, will they do it again when we get back to that price level? That's really the question that's going on. That's why this works. That's the logic behind it. No more, no less than that. Nothing magical about it. It's just that it's a marketplace made up of masses of people in my psychology. Okay, so having said that, what we're going to look for is the confluence of support and resistance with price action on the bars themselves and momentum. In other words, when I say momentum, I'm talking about is the market speeding up or slowing down as we reach those levels. So let me give you a little example here. So let's go up to, well, actually, this one was off the past, so, well, that's okay. We can still do it. So market was coming down a little bit here, hit this level. All right. Now, let's actually, let me bring up my crosshairs. I can show you better and more precisely with that. So as you see, when we come down here, we come down on a red bar, and then we go to a green bar. Now, you can see the indicator I've got here, by the way. I'm using MACD, and the inputs are 3, 10, and 1. 1 meaning that I'm not using the signal line or the average. I just changed it to 1, so it just matches in with the others. Nothing magical about this indicator. Nothing magical about these settings. So I don't want you to get too enamored with those. It's a pretty good example. It's one of the better ones that I found. If you have another momentum indicator that you prefer, feel free to use it. All right, and test it out and see how you like it. So the point is not so much the indicator itself. Again, nothing magical about this one or the settings. It's just that you want one that is going to measure the strength of the market coming into a support level. So again, the dynamic is if there's a lot of short selling, right when you smack into this support, then it's likely to go through support. You've got strength selling or shorting strength. On the other hand, if that shorting strength dissipates, as you can see by these 4 bars, first of all, looking at the price action, they kind of go sideways, a little lower low, nothing to get all excited about, right? These 4 bars are all overlapping each other. It's not like these bars, which are very, very bullish. These are just all very much overlapping each other. And then the MACD goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. And so you can see that we're not getting a straight momentum screaming down. And that's the point, is that momentum comes out of the market at support. And therefore, that would indicate that that's probably a level where it's going to bounce. How much? We don't know. Let's be very clear about that. Nobody knows the future. No indicator is perfect. But it's an indication. Hey, that's what indicators do. right? Literally, that's what they promise to do. They indicate, and that's it. No more. They don't make us money directly. If they did, we'd call them money makers. And we don't call them that because they're not that. So it's one indication or one piece of evidence that at least for now, temporarily, the market's going to either bounce off of that, reverse off of it, or just pause and then maybe go down. So that's where you've got to look at what is price actually doing, because the indicator indicates momentum has now come out of the market. But then, okay, so first, our first warning, you actually take them in this order. Okay, step one, as we're coming down into this level, let me go back to my arrow here to be a little more clear. As first thing we do is, if we're up here and we're going short, we see this support level below us. So that'd be step one. Look for support levels as potential areas to put in lows. Then, number two, as it comes into that level, watch your momentum. Is the market speeding up to the downside, or is momentum coming out of the market? If it's coming out of the market, it's probably not going to continue to slice through with just one straight bar. It'll either hesitate or bounce. And then for confirmation, step three, you look at the price action, and that's the third step. And the price action does indeed bounce up, goes up to this resistance level, and then you can see it just kind of, now this time it just kind of hangs there. And sometimes the market will do that too. In fact, a lot of times it'll do that. It'll run into resistance and it won't slice right through, but it won't bounce down either. It'll just pause. Why does it pause? Those are levels of uncertainty where people are not quite sure what to do. Again, they've seen historically people have bought or sold off of these levels, so maybe they're going to take some profit into them, and people are just not sure. So there's not a lot of confidence, and therefore the market goes sideways for a little bit. All right, then it breaks above there. Okay, that one, whoops, I'm going to bring my arrow up here. And then we go screaming up. Okay, now this level actually wasn't there. I drew this level off of this high. I pre-did that off of that high. So now we're going to look at what happens when it comes back up to this high. Comes down, bounces down a little bit, retraces, comes back up. Now, what happens when it comes back up? Actually, I covered some bars up there, so let me make this a little more clear for you. So as we come back up, we look at our price action. So we've got our warning signal, just the fact that, okay, as we're coming back up, we know we have resistance of that high. And then we look at this, what's going on there? Well, it's first of all, it's not creating as much momentum as we had over here, is it? A lot of momentum above the zero line. Here, not so much. So you could call it a kind of a divergence if you wanted to. So that's your first sign that momentum's coming out of the market. Strength. This is not moving up in the same kind of strength that this move did. Then you look at your price bars. Well, you've got a doji there. You've got kind of a neutral bar there, narrow range. You got a red bar. So this is, you put all three together. 1, 2, 3, and very unlikely the market's going to slice through resistance, go higher during this attempt at least. Comes back down. We hit our support level again. What happens? We have that warning sign that, okay, let's watch what price does at this level. Again, momentum comes out of the market, kind of goes flat, doesn't go screaming down. Price bars, narrow range, indecisive. Alrighty. Now, let me look, or since our time is almost up, let me show you a nice example over here. So here's a good one. We got boom, market goes down. Again, there was support, didn't break through it. There was support, didn't break through it. Finally, it does. So the time that it does, and by the way, notice, here, MACD went kind of flat. Here, MACD went kind of flat, and again, we've got our divergence. Here, MACD went kind of flat. So momentum, no bearish momentum at these support levels. This one, let's see if I can bring this all the way down accurately. Nothing but net. Price slices right through it. No sideways action in your price bars. And MACD just keeps going down. That is the type of signal you look for when price is going to just slice through support. And that's how we determine whether support resistance will be broken quickly as opposed to bouncing off or just kind of hanging around. Now you might notice that one little extra tip here, because I would like to show exceptions to the rule. So we get MACD kind of going flat here, but again, that's not enough. So we are warned with that a little bit as we come to this next support level here. But again, got to look at price action as well. And what do we have with price action? We got one neutral bar, this little green bar here, but there's no bouncing off of it with price action. This bar does not make a higher high than that one. We're not, one neutral bar. That's it. And then it slices right through it. Will this work on every support resistance level and give you 100% winners? No, obviously not. Nothing does. So what you do is you take this kind of strategy or any trading strategy that you're using, and you say, you know what? This strategy has some logic behind it. It makes sense. I'm going to follow this or that or whatever you prove to yourself. Try this out, obviously, before you trade it with real money and see if you like it. And then any strategy you take, do not expect it's going to work every time. You will find exceptions to the rule all the time through all kinds of back testing and all of that. That's not the point. The point is you take a strategy or pattern or combination. Here we've got a 3-step combo. And you say, you know what? I'm only going to trade this. And if the market keeps going anyway, who cares? This is called making the market come to you. If you've heard that term, making the market come to you. What that means is that you have a system that, when the market puts together these conditions, you have a high probability trade. When it doesn't, well, who cares? Market's going to do all kinds of crazy stuff that you definitely can't control. And so you just wait for your setups. So you could look at this chart and maybe find all kinds of exceptions. I mean, obviously, here would be one of them, right? Boom, boom, comes on back down. Okay, so what? We still get, there's a little false breakout here. And then, let's face it, that'd be a nice short. So if it does break out, and by the way, it does, we get good momentum up here. And then comes back down. And now look, it comes back to this one. So you just, you can either take a quick little loss there, or you can stop and reverse. Or you could say, oh, you know what? Oops, that was a false breakout, and I'm going to go short. Take advantage of it. Don't get caught up in the loss that, oh, this time it didn't work. We're trading probabilities. Nothing works all the time. So here's a little extra tip to leave you with. When things don't work out, look for a trade that is contrary to it. Because probably traders are getting hurt. And I hate to say it, it's a shame, but the market does not like you. That sounds really nasty, but it doesn't. Because if you think about it, what is the market? The market is essentially all the people in the world trading, and that's the market. And everyone's trying to make money for them. No one is out there trading to make money for you or for me. So in that sense, the market's trying to take money out of your account and put it in their account. Right? That's what everybody's trying to do, because where's that money going to come from? It's going to come from another trader. So yeah, the market is antagonistic to each one of us as an individual. And that's why we've got to be nimble. We've got to be quick. Got to just evolve and flow with the market. And when something doesn't work out, such as, and false breakouts are perfect examples, false breakout occurs, if you got caught in it, just say, maybe I should take this trade in the other direction. All right, and then obviously, before you don't just do that, you want to have a good strategy for when is a good time to do that. Well, there you go, a couple of little extra tips there, but this 1, 2, 3 strategy is really good at support resistance levels. How you want to employ it is up to you. I'm giving you a starting point here. Try it and see if you like it. Also, I've got my favorite trade strategy, the rubber band trade, which I'll give you absolutely free, 100% free. Just check it out. I've got the URL there. It's rubberbandtrade.com, or it's also in the description. And if you're on YouTube, you should be able to click on the little I in the top right-hand corner of the video, and it'll take you to the page where you can register, go get it, and it's my gift to you.